Hey everyone, how you doing? Today I'll be talking about a double feature. Let's talk about movie segment, and I'm going to talk about Lady Dragon Part 1 and Lady Dragon Part 2 with Cynthia Rothrock. If anyone grew up around the 90s era of martial arts movies, Cynthia Rothrock was the queen of the video store martial arts movie of the domestic style because it's more Americanized and westernized, while she has more experience with the Hong Kong style, the Asian market of doing Hong Kong style movies. But in the 90s, she ruled the box office, like well, the video stores, excuse me, in the US. I also noticed some of her movies are shown in the movie theaters in different parts of the country, but it depends on what country dispute dis- um to promote the movie. Sometimes it be in the theaters or it can be straight to the home market in the video store. In our case, in being the US, it's always in the video store. And but the reason why I want to talk about Lady Dragon 1 and 2 is because they still got some good villains, like real good final boss villains, like really asshole villains. Like the first one is Richard Norton. He was a villain in this movie, which still surprised me because you always know Richard Norton playing villains, but this time he was a villain against Cynthia Rothrock. See, in the U.S. shows, like the U.S. market of her movies, it's always her and Richard Norton teaming up, or he's always like the good guy. So this is like the first time for me to see him as the villain in this type of role. And she pretty much plays a woman that wants revenge for her husband's death during her wedding day, and she wants to go after the crime boss that killed her husband. And she spent years like fighting tournaments and just kicking ass pretty much. And she has a friend who's happy to be a friend of her widowed husband. But later on, you start finding out he's gonna stop betraying her. But while she's trying to go for revenge against this one guy, it didn't work out so well. She ended up being captured, and she ended up getting beat and disrespected by him. And then still, when she got left into the gutter to die, it was an old man, his nephew, that saved her, and he'll get her to heal slowly. So now, when she was healing, she finally wants to get her revenge against the crime boss that disrespected her. All in all, I really did enjoy this movie because the action was good. It was very well grounded. It wasn't like over the top action, like you see in the Hong Kong style movies. So most of the U.S. market releases of her movies are usually like that she shoots in the U.S. shores are always grounded anyway. But I feel like this was really, really well grounded and very well choreographed. And plus, we got an asshole villain in this movie. So you gotta have a villain that's really gonna make you get pissed off. Like you want this one to kick his ass. Now we're going to talk about Lady Dragon 2, and now this one it gets deeper and deeper to the darker. Same thing like this last final boss, but this final boss is played by Billy Drago. He's the main villain in this movie, and when you see Billy Drago as a villain in any of his movies, he does a really good job playing villain roles because he's a real asshole. Like what you see in Delta Force 2 is similar to that concept here, but I feel like he's way worse in this movie how he goes after Cynthia Rothrock. Now it doesn't pick up from the first movie. She plays a different character with a different storyline. She plays a kickboxer who fights in tournaments. Her husband's a famous soccer player in the country of Philippines. And while Billy Drago character was in the building killing a man for his diamonds, he hid the diamonds in the soccer player's luggage, and later on he's gonna follow these two couples. So once he got into that home invasion, trying to get the diamonds, the football player, the soccer player, excuse me, and Cynthia Rothrock's character don't know nothing about it. So Billy Drago's character, his gang, like injured his legs, and she pretty much gets disrespected, similar to what happened to her in the first movie, Hook, from the character she played in Lady Dragon Part 1. Same thing with Lady Dragon Part 2. So then she's getting mind F, getting bad nightmares. Her husband is suffering because he can't deal with the pain. But later on, you start finding out that the husband did know about the diamonds and he hid it from the crime boss. So all this time, he would have stopped. He would have saved his legs. He would have saved his wife if he just give the villains the diamonds. And the reason why he didn't want to give the diamonds away because he wants to use it to help the people of his village, which is like okay, I know you want to self-sacrifice yourself, but look what you cause. A lot of pain and grief as it is. But that's what happened. Meanwhile, Billy Drago's character and his gang will come back and start torturing the husband and later on killing him. And then Cynthia Rothrock's character is anger, she wants revenge. But in the meantime, like to order to beat this villain, to beat this guy, it's like she has to have a clear mind, trying to beat this villain played by Billy Drago. And you find out that it's similar to Play of Death with Shokazuya, the ninja movie, how he has to clear his mind to beat the villain, what he did to his wife and his family. But yeah, to order to beat this villain, she has to have a clear mind. But meanwhile, before that, it's like she's having a difficult time focusing because the villain end up stalking her, playing the mind games with her, and Billy Drago played a really good villain in this movie because he's a real asshole. Like, the things he does in this movie is crazy. Like, he's a real asshole. And but meanwhile, Cynthia Rothrock slowly will get her revenge by fighting him one on one, just like the first villain in the first movie with Richard Norton's character, similar to that. But it was more impactful in the second movie. As for the martial arts wise, same thing. It was all grounded, well played off. You have the same actors you see in the first movie playing different characters. Like the Filipino lady who was the right hand henchwoman for the Richard Norton's character in the first movie. She plays a different character in this movie, but she plays a conniving bitch in this one too, just like the last movie, but in different setup. Yeah, you see like the kid from the first movie set with the second movie, different setup again. But all in all, Lady Dragon 2 was very enjoyable. Yeah, if you could like get past through the off scenes, which is not really a graphic off scene, it's like little shots of it. You can just tell he's doing something, but they don't show in detail or nothing like nothing crazy. But the fight scenes are really good in this movie. I can tell you that, and the acting is really good, in my opinion, especially with the villains in these two movies, and of course Cynthia Rothrock. Yeah, Lady Dragon 1 and 2, I said definitely check it out, man. I think you will like it. Anyway, over and out.